I've seen quite a lot of Antony Gormley stuff. If not in person, then I'm sort of quite familiar with it, as many of us are, through The Angel of the North and the figures on the beach at Crosby. And I've longed to see this in person.
Antony Gormley is a major figure in British sculpture, and a lot of his work focuses on the human body. And this is a tiny fraction of the work, because Field for the British Isles features 40,000 terracotta figures, all made by hand by a community of people in St Helens.
I think there's something really unique about a piece of art that is created by lots and lots of people, but it's from the vision of one man.
For me, I was thinking, is it his artwork?
How can you call that his art when you've got all them people to do it? It should be the people's credit as well.
There's a fine line, isn't there?
If you think about a building, the kind of architect gets the credit, but it's made out of all of these individual pieces.
And what he wanted people to do was to get a lump of clay and do the simplest possible action to turn it into a person. And they could only use the space in their hand, and they could only use a pencil to make two eyes.
I did research on Antony Gormley because it was the one that we asked a lot of questions about last week. So when he became an artist, and this is what really struck me, is that he was very lonely because he used to do a lot of artwork on his own, and that's the reason why he started doing community pieces of art. And I think that maybe these people that were involved in this now feel like they've actually made a contribution. For him to involve the community, I think it's really amazing for him, because he'd worked on his own for a lot of years and he liked being with people, so why wouldn't you do it with a group of people?
It's a field of inanimate people who are looking back at people looking at them. It's a kind of mirror. It goes backwards and forwards. And it just speaks to me in a way that I can't quite explain, but I think it's fascinating. I think they're beautiful pieces of art. If it did come to Sunderland, I think it would be tremendous.
He suggested, well, how about it coming to Sunderland? And then when it did, absolutely euphoric. To then be part of helping with the installation, it's just been fantastic.
And just getting an insight as to how this is going to be set up.
The entire process should take about 4 days. So if you've got teams of 20 every day for 4 days, pretty much solidly, that kind of gives you the idea of the scope of this. It's pretty big.
When you have that lead in through the corridor and it's completely confined space and then it opens out into this huge sea of figures, I think it's just a kind of wow moment.
Once you see thousands of them kind of laid out in front of you and see all the different influences and see the fact that people have kind of used their own creativity to make them what they are, really impactful, really quite almost emotional, I'd say, to be honest.
You have to see it in the flesh to be able to understand and appreciate how big it is. And it's amazing, Sunderland have got this installation.